Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for coming to 3 tips to write personal essays. I am just going to give some folks an opportunity to get on board here. You'll want your notebook, a pen, something to drink. If you could please spend the next just several seconds closing out of social media and your Word documents. If you're able to put your phone on vibrate for like the next 20 minutes, that'd be great. I'm going to run through this webinar pretty quick, just being mindful of everyone's time. And let's get going. So welcome to 3 tips to write personal essays. My name is Carrie Severson, and I'm a published writer. I'm a personal essayist, I'm an author, I'm a stage performer, I'm a 2-time entrepreneur. I started my entrepreneur experience in 2011 when I launched a nonprofit called Severson Sisters. We are an empowerment organization for young girls. We created a series of workbooks called the Supergirl Guidebooks that are sold nationally. And we teach girls how to be better friends to other girls. The reason I tell you about my entrepreneur experience is because when I launched Severson Sisters in 2011, I had never run a business by myself before, and certainly not in the nonprofit sector, which is an incredibly different experience. And it was the right time to launch a girl empowerment company. And as a result, I burned out. We had such demand. I did not have boundaries at the time. I did not know how to keep up with the demand. And I had to take a hiatus to recover from burnout. And it was because of that experience that actually opened up the door for me to grow into being a personal essayist. So in 2014, I was invited to blog for Huffington Post, and my very first blog is called I'm a Recovering Burnout. And that launched my second business, my storytelling business. Today, I work with entrepreneurs around the world, and I help them write strong, soulful, compelling copy in a variety of ways. My sweet spot is in working with individuals to help them share the stories that are really hard to share. We work on that. We create it in a way that can be shared, not just as an essay, but as a webinar, as a stage performance, and possibly even a book. I also work with clients through e-courses I created. So I'm a natural teacher, and I like teaching people how to harness their own story and create personal essays. And then finally, the stage performance. I do speak at a lot of conferences. I am asked to speak at events around storytelling, and all of that started because I started personal essay writing. Okay, so what we're going to do today, I'm going to give you the difference between personal essay writing and blogging, because there is a difference and no one is talking about it. I'm going to give you very specific ways to give the media what they're looking for from you as an entrepreneur. And I have an e-course, an introductory writing course that can help you write a personal essay that can get published. So let's talk about storytelling. I think storytelling is a buzzword right now. Everyone is using this term storytelling to cover everything from content writing to how we talk to one another. And I grew up in the media business. I started writing for magazines and newspapers when I was 19. I've been a published writer for 20 years. The concept of storytelling has always been around, but we as online entrepreneurs have really made this term very cloudy. It's a great term. I love the word storytelling, but it should not be used to cover every aspect of our business, from how we send out emails to what we post on Facebook to what we're blogging about to how we're marketing to how we're getting published. Every single aspect of writing is different. Storytelling does not cover all of it. So I want to, I'm going to talk to you about the difference between blogging and essay writing in a bit. But I really want you to understand that if you're blogging, continue blogging. Just know that what you put out there in your blog is not going to be, most likely won't be the same thing that like a mainstream media magazine would want. It could possibly get picked up by somebody online and repurposed several thousand times, but it's really the exception to the rule and not the rule itself. And I find that so many entrepreneurs are really afraid to start storytelling because they're afraid that if what they put out there, if it doesn't go viral, then it's not successful. So before we even get into the tips, I just want to let you know that you are the master of your own story. How you share it is up to you. I'm going to teach you how to write it from a compelling perspective that a magazine would want it. But don't be afraid to share it on your blog or on your Facebook page just because it doesn't fall into the category of personal essay writing. It's all good. I just wanted to clear up the fact that this term storytelling, what you write on your blog, how you write your blog is very different than essay writing. The benefits of storytelling, personal essay writing is so layered. It's so fantastic. First of all, when you're published, your know, like, and trust factor increases. So I encourage all my clients that we create an opportunity for you to get picked up many times by whatever outlet matches your audience and the vibe of your story. So I personally write for Redbook. I write for Mind Body Green. I write for She Knows. I work with a lot of female entrepreneurs, female leaders, and so I write for female platforms. It's definitely an opportunity for your tribe to grow every time you're published. And here's how that happens. So you're published on a national outlet. Your bio has your website in it. People jive with your story. They're going to check out your bio, jump over to your website, download this free thing you have, and automatically get filed into your email list somehow. Now your opportunity is to grow that relationship so that that person becomes an ambassador for you, a client for you, a contact, a friend, a referral, something. And your brand just expanded. Other ways that storytelling and personal essay writing, getting published in general, increases your business is it will give you an opportunity to get published again and by other outlets. So, and the last thing I've seen happen is partnership opportunities. People will find you that didn't know about you before and present you with an opportunity that came out of left field. So the benefits are so layered. It's such a beautiful way for business owners to really increase their business. What happened for me is after I started personal writing for the Huffington Post in 2014, I was asked to get on stage and do what's called the Story Slam. Story Slam is a 7-minute performance around one topic, and you're out there with like 6 other storytellers. It's pretty powerful. It's a lot of fun. That came about because of one essay. I was asked to help entrepreneurs get published, and so my storytelling business is actually the result of me starting to write personal essays. And then I actually gained a speaking agent as a result of sharing personal essays, and because I was asked to speak at a lot of conferences. Okay, so I talk about storytelling very different than a lot of storytellers out there and storyteller trainers. In my opinion, storytelling is an energy. A story is an energy. And where you put your energy is going to flow, right? So if you're writing about a really bad customer relationship experience that you had, and you're writing from a perspective of anger, depression, even from a victim mentality, you're putting that energy and those emotions and that feeling into that story, and that's what you're sending out there. And the chances are you're going to either get that back or nothing at all. So I like to work with clients to, first of all, help them heal their story before they're sharing their story, so that they're able to look at their story from a higher level, see a big picture, and share the lessons from that story of how they changed, how they grew, what they went through, so that they're passing that on to their readers. And their readers are looking at them from the expert of, wow, look at what she went through. Look at what she healed. I bet she's got many more tools. And that's why they're going to jive with you. So I talk about storytelling from an energetic perspective. And if you're sharing your story from a place of peace and joy and love, the law of attraction is going to kick in, and that's what you're going to get back. So please be mindful of what you're sharing and how you're sharing it. All right, my dear sweet storytellers, here we go. Tip 1 for you on how to get a personal essay published. Relevance. Timing is everything, right? That is the case in the publishing industry as well. So online magazines are looking to fill their pages with relevant, timely topics. So right now, right here, if you don't have a Google alert around every single subject you want to write about, hit the pause button and go create Google Alerts. Create a Google alert for every single subject matter you want to write about. And think outside the box in terms of not just your subject matter, but the lessons you've learned. So for example, I'm an intuitive, so I write a lot about meditation. I write a lot about the law of attraction. I write a lot about storytelling, but I write about my personal life. And so I write a lot about things that a woman goes through in her personal life. So doesn't necessarily have to do with my storytelling business, but it increases my tribe. So put a Google alert together for everything you want to write about. And then you're going to get a Google alert every single day about something. Check them, read them. Be sure that you're being kept abreast of who's saying what in your subject matter. And when you see an opportunity strike, that is what they're looking for. They're looking for up-to-date, consistently up-to-date information, stories on what's happening. So I get a lot of, they're called call submissions. I'll have editors email me telling me that they're looking for stories on subject matter X, Y, or Z, and it's always related to culture. It's always related to things that are happening in the world. And if you have a personal essay related to that topic or that event happening, the chances of you getting published are so much higher than if you're pitching them evergreen stories that they can sit on for months on end. So timely topics will definitely increase your chances of getting published. So be sure that you kept up to date. All right, here we go. Tip 2, the difference between blogging and personal essay writing. Blogs, in my opinion, are they're either written one of two ways. They're written as a two-way conversation between you, the writer, and the reader, or it's an internal dialogue happening with you yourself. That is a blog. And this little thought bubble here, I love that little thing. That is the difference. So a lot of times I'll see content out there that has a ton of questions. Your job as a personal essayist isn't to question the reader, and it's not to list a bunch of questions in your content telling the reader what you're thinking about, what you're questioning. So for example, a paragraph could be, why is this happening to me? I don't understand what I did to deserve this. How could I have done something different yesterday to prevent this from happening today? That's a blog. An essay would be, I took pause, I took a deep breath, and I reflected on the last 24 hours. Perhaps driving down that street, Main Street, in the dark without headlights on was a mistake, period. Do you see the difference? So it is not, a essay is not an external dialogue. It is not an internal dialogue. An essay is strong narrative. It's your voice. and you're always moving the story in action. Always, always. If it does not move the story, it does not belong in there. Delete it. The delete button, the backspace button are two of your favorites, most well acquainted friends on your keyboard. Show them some extra love because they will make you an exceptional writer. The other piece that I really want to share with you is that personal essays these days are anywhere from 500 to 700 word, first person, narrative, strong voice, action orientated, colorful, very vivid. All right. So I want you to really put yourself in the reader's position of how can they see what you're trying to show them. Something really common that I learned in journalism school is the phrase, show me, don't tell me. And so your language and your essay has to be super vivid because your essay is essentially a moving picture on a magazine. You know, it's on a website. So how can you show the reader what you're experiencing versus just tell them what you're thinking or tell them what you want them to know? That's the difference between blogging versus personal essay writing. Okay, so before I give you the last tip, I want to share with you, I created a 3-week introductory personal writing e-course. It's called Storytelling Your Way to Success. It is self-paced. I give you lessons on how to write soulful, compelling, vivid language over the matter of 3 weeks. And you're writing one story in this whole thing. It's typically it's $197, but if you're watching this and you're still hanging out with me, I'd like to give it to you today for $97, and I have a promo code for you to access it. So you can go to storytellingyourwaytosuccess.com, hit the Buy Now Instant Access button at the bottom of the lead page, and there's a promo video there you can check out. Get a little bit more information about it, feel it out for you. But the promo code that you're going to be using is the word webinar, all lowercase, and that will give you your $100 off. So I have a lot of clients getting published from Storytelling Your Way to Success. And the third week, I actually walk you through publishing on a outlet that instantly accepts writers. So by the end of the third week, you're published. But more than just being published, you're published with content that is compelling, that is going to actually work for you and move your business in the right direction with a piece that actually lands well with the readers. So I definitely encourage you, if you are interested in using personal essay writing as a way to expand your tribe, I definitely recommend you checking that 3-week course out. Use the access code, get it for $97. All right, so your last tip. If you walk away with nothing else, remember this word, listicle. It is the most common format that magazines are publishing pieces today. So we are in an instant society, right? Everyone's trying to get more done quickly, which is why I shorten webinars now to, before it used to be 30 minutes. Now I'm trying to get it down to 20. The listicle is a list format essay that includes things like 3 tips, 3 how-tos, 3 things to know. So it is literally this is how it's formatted for you. It's 2 paragraphs of your personal narrative. And then let's say you're going to do 3 things to know about traveling to the Grand Canyon in December. 2 paragraphs to introduce the essay, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. And each bullet point is going to have just a relevant couple of sentences. And then you're going to close your essay with another paragraph. Again, remember that it's personal narratives, strong language, strong voice, moving the story forward. It is really 500 to 700 words, and that is the sweet spot. People don't want to read a ton of content anymore, so most magazines are using this concept of listicle, and keeping it under 700 words. And so it's a relevant topic, right? And it's super specific. So that concept of traveling to the Grand Canyon in December, making it even more specific could be traveling to the Grand Canyon in December to celebrate the holidays, how to have a magical Christmas in the Grand Canyon in December for cheap. And then that could be 3 bullet points. All right. So my dear sweet storytellers, that is it. Those are your 3 tips. So tip number 1, create your Google alerts, be super relevant, timely, strike when the iron's hot. Tip number 2, this is not a opportunity for you to have a conversation with the reader or have an internal dialogue for the reader. Use your voice, move the story forward. And last tip is the Listicle, bullet point out your lessons so that the reader can learn from you. I am over in the Soulful Storyteller Facebook group. You are more than welcome to join me there. Please tag me. I always introduce new people, but please tag me so that I can have a conversation with you. Storytelling Your Way to Success is your introductory e-course, your Code Worders webinar, and you get that course for $97. I hope that you've learned a few things today. I hope that you do go off and get published, and I hope that you have the most beautiful, magical day ever. Happy storytelling, everyone. Thanks so much for listening.